Howdy, home, Vex Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright, so I managed to get my 10th point in intelligence, so I can unlock steel, since I can't seem to manage to find the recipes. I actually was already recorded once, but I kept getting interrupted, and so I didn't like it. And so we're doing it over. And that's okay though. I ran into some zombies I hadn't seen before. So I did grab. Uh, I did grab some more. Oh, yeah, I grabbed some more bullets. I don't know if they're enough to kill these things, but I got some more bullets. I found a Shotgun Messiah store that I didn't have marked, and I didn't mark it. But my bedroll is outside of it, so we're gonna head back over there and take a gander again. Um, Problem is one of the zombies is a yellow-eyed zombie, and also one I don't think I've seen before. It looks like one of the. This might be the first time I've seen the fat guys in the flowered shirts, in the Hawaiian shirts. I mean, and they definitely look different than they used to. There were two of them, and one of them is a yellow-eyed zombie. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah. So we did get to play some D&D last night. Although the one dude didn't show up until after 10, and um, so the guys that I play D&D with, we also play the Final Fantasy 14 MMO. And since he wasn't on at 9 when we're supposed to start, we just went into Final Fantasy and we're screwing around on there. The problem is that once you get into some of the stuff, you're kind of locked in until it's over. And so we were running a dungeon, basically. I guess we could have left, but we were with other people who aren't from our group. And so it seems a little rude just to cut out. Plus, I would like to finish the dungeon so I can get the XP for completing the dungeon. Because I'm trying to level up my character. And so we had to finish that, which put us to almost 10:30. Although he didn't show up till almost 10:30 anyways. I think we had 2 fights left to finish the dungeon when he finally got there. So and they don't take very long in Final Fantasy. So yeah, so we got done with that. We got started, and it had been a while since we played, for sure. But because we only played for about an hour, we didn't get a lot done last night. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out now, because they've completely reshaped the game with their actions at this point in ways that I was not expecting. So they're let me see how I want to spin this out. So the way the game is set up is there's a single town in this valley that's been destroyed. A comet hit the ocean, causing a small comet hit the ocean and caused giant mudslides to basically engulf the town. But it's not a regular comet, it's a comet sent by a demon. And so it's got some magic stuff happening with it. And so the valley, it's in the winter, and so the valley is experiencing some winter weather, but the ground is also heating up, because that was the point of the comet, was to heat up the ground. magically heat up the ground because the valley had been magically frozen at one point. Because what has happened is there's a demon, a plague demon, and several different civilizations had tried to deal with it and failed. And the last civilization was uh, a human empire, and the human empire um, buried the valley in ice with their magics, sealing away the demon for a time. And so, uh, nope, I don't think it was in here. It was down here. Trying to remember where these guys came from. And why can't I use any of those? Yep, there he is. Okay, he didn't die. Okay, he did die that time. Not as tough as I was expecting, but that is definitely different than those guys looked before. And there's another one right here. Kind of looks like a big watermelon. That shirt on. So yeah, so the whole valley is covered in ice and snow, magical ice and snow, and I can't tell if this is no. Oh, there is totally a gun rack you can search. I don't want a baseball bat. Why did I grab that? Ooh, I'll take a 4 iron chest armor, though. This is really not stuff you can loot, huh? Well, that's cool. I didn't know that that was a thing. Let's swap out my chest piece here, then. Not that you can get a lot of modifiers on it. 2? It used to be every level was a new modifier space. So, yeah, so the comet is supposed to free this demon who was frozen there, the plague demon. And so there's another demon involved that hasn't been revealed yet. That's a fire demon. And so oh, that says unlocked. So, anyways, so the players wind up coming into this place based off of all that information, and they don't actually know that information. What they know is one of their friends had a vision saying that the end of the world was coming and that they had to stop it. And so they believed him because his visions had come true before, and so they headed out to the valley, right? And so that's how we got started. And then this is all leading up to what's going on. And why I feel like I'm very surprised by the changes that have happened to the area because of the choices they've made. And so ooh, did I make my points? I think I made my point. No, I didn't. I didn't die. Why is my XP a tiny little red thing at the bottom? It was halfway up. I did die. Oh, maybe I just filled in the... I don't know. I don't know how this death trauma thing works. It's a debt. Okay, so I have to earn back my debt. I thought it was a reduction in XP. Well, that sucks. Um, so anyways, um, so when they get there, there's only one town left. Everything else has been destroyed. And so people are coming to the town, and the problem is that some of them are being captured by goblins and orcs and stuff like that. And there's a necromancer who was frozen in time by the spell that was cast. He actually wasn't a bad guy. He was part of the human empire that existed previously. That managed to freeze the whole area to seal away the demon, and I feel like there should be more gun store to this gun store. I'm gonna go around to the front and bust my way in. And so when they get there, uh, they end up meeting the various members of the town council. The bad guy. He was frozen, got caught in the spell to freeze the demon, and so he believes it is still 1,000 years ago, and he is trying to find a cure to the plague. Now the problem is that the plague is starting back up again because of the comet. And so there is evidence that, right, there is evidence that the plague still exists, and so he is still attempting to find a cure for something that he thinks is still 1,000 years ago. He's not a good guy either, because he does do horrible things to try and find this cure. But it's not necessarily like, I don't know. I feel like it might be more of a he doesn't want to do the things he's doing, but he has no choice because they have to stop this plague kind of thing. Uh, and so that's why he's doing some of the things he's doing. And so, okay, I really don't want to be in here. I mean, it's not a case of I'm afraid to go in there. It's a case of there's nothing in there I want. I'm going to come back out here and pillar my way up to the roof. Now that I've hit the store part like I wanted. So, anyways, they when they come to town, there are people who've been kidnapped and taken to other places, and so they oh shoot, there's some bad things up here. And so they dealt with one of the places, and while they were there, they discovered the um, location of one of the other bad guy bases. Wow. I just wanted some lumber to make some more frames. I didn't want to get blowed up. And okay, that one wasn't me. And so let's make 100. Oh man, I've got so much stuff in my queue though. 12 seconds, 6 seconds. Yeah, we'll be fine. Huh. Okay, I don't have enough to get to the roof there. And so, anyways, they also get embroiled in the town politics, which I thought was pretty cool. And so, one of the things in the book is that the town is about to have their elections for the town council, and so they had interacted with the town council, but they're not aware of the inner workings of what's going on because this is um, all information that is secret, and so um, I don't. Did he die? He died. Ooh, I got him. And so, ooh, I got one hit point left. Oh, there's nothing even up here. What kind of janky roof treasure store is this? I guess maybe it's over there. You got treasure over here? No, you've got the path up over here. You really don't have any treasure? Wait, is that? That's not treasure though. That's a box. Well, dang it. I thought there'd be some treasure up here. There's not though. There's nothing. There's a hole right here. Here it is. So there's the mayor. The mayor controls most of the council through blackmail. There's the one council member who the mayor allows on the council because he feels she's harmless. There's the council member who is being hunted by another sorceress, and so she hides the fact that she's a sorceress from the townspeople. And the mayor knows this, and so he blackmails her so that she will do what he wants, or else he's going to reveal that she's a sorceress. And I don't know why that's would be a problem in D&D, but apparently it's a problem in this town. And then, I mean, maybe it's maybe I'm thinking this wrong. Maybe it's she doesn't want to reveal that she is the sorceress she is because she doesn't want the person who's after her to find her. And then there's nice. And then there's the all right, I need to mark this place. And then there's the guy who killed someone to get on the town council. Oh, right. Guns. And he and the mayor knows that he killed the person. And so the mayor is he's not a good guy, but he's not evil per se. I mean, yes, he knows people have done terrible things and is using it against them. That's not a good thing. But he's not, like, actively seizing power. I mean, he has seized power, but only because he doesn't want the town to change. That's his whole thing. He just wants to be left alone, basically, and he didn't like the way the previous mayor was getting involved in trying to grow the town, I guess. And so he really doesn't like the influx of people. So, anyways, so over the course of the game, some of the quests are ways that these council members and other people in the town gain favor with the population. And so when the election would happen, which is at the end of the book, then what the players have done up to this point would determine who's the winner of who's the new mayor, who's the council members, all that stuff. And so I thought that was a cool thing, but the players managed to stand that on its head. I mean, there's even a thing where the players could become council members or the mayor. But that's not how they played it out. And so our last session, things really took a turn, and so two major things went down. One, the woman who is hunting the sorceress council member is there. And she is... No, I didn't want to be down here. She is trying to get to... Dang it. She is trying to get to the council member. And she hasn't quite found a good time to get the woman alone because she believes that if she kills her and drinks her blood, she will gain more power. She's actually the woman's old master, and she has. Really need a better way to get those down. Um, and so she maybe truthfully believes that if she drinks the blood of her apprentices, that she will become a dragon. That is her goal, is to become a dragon. And so um, the council member, she tells the players that she wants them to look into this woman. And if they find her, to let her know. They can question her about dragons. And if she seems eagerly interested, to come let her know. Because then she will know for sure that this woman in disguise is the person she fears, right? That is what's supposed to happen. So the book says that because the book, right? I'm doing an adventure book, and so the adventure book has got the people's personas in it, and so it says that she will try to lie her way out of any kind of questions and make them believe that she's just this refugee girl. But if they talk about dragons, then she is very, very interested in talking about dragons. And so they they trailed her once before and didn't talk to her, and she saw them, and so she teleported away. And because she's actually a pretty high level character. And then this time though, they didn't question her; they jumped her and uh, refused to let her go once they had a hold of her. And so, and she told them that she would, discuss whatever they wanted, just to let her go, and they would not let her go. And so that led to a fight, and only two of them were there, and so they lost the fight hardcore, because she was way more powerful than they were. In fact, I didn't even do some of the abilities that she had because I knew it would kill the players off. And so, jeez. And so I don't need mini bike handlebars. And so she, rolled it out, and she knocked out and took Kadra away. And so the councilwoman, so she's dead now. And so there goes one of their allies who they had done quests for and helped get her favor in the town. I'm like, okay, well, this is interesting. So now all that's gone. All that favor stuff they did is just gone. Um, and then the big one was uh, the guy who killed people to get on the council had kept a trophy, and the thief player, uh, who doesn't have a persistent personality and changes from game to game, decided that game, his guy was all about loot. And so he was trying to break into the guy's place because they had seen a chest that clearly he was trying to keep hidden. And he was sure that it was treasure and he was going to get the treasure. And that's fine. And so he broke into the place and got past the guard dog. And then once he was past the guard dog, he proceeded to opened the chest, and inside was, in fact, the pendant of the person who was killed. The highly recognizable pendant of the person that was killed. And um, I got no problem with any of that going down. I don't have any problem with anything that's happened. I'm not. There's no problem here. But what did occur was he knocked out the dog. He picked the lock. He opened the door. He then proceeded to move the crates off the chest. And then after he moved the crates off the chest, he picked the lock on the chest, opened the chest, took the stuff in the chest, and then left. Just left it all like that. And then we started the next day, and he's like, "Ooh, can we go back and say that I went and closed?" I'm like, "No, we can't. The dude has already found it. We don't go back in time." And he's like, "But," I'm like, "No buts. You should have thought of that while you were doing it. This isn't a run back and try. It is now the next day. You said you went to sleep. In fact, you said your guy is going to sleep in extra. So, yeah. It's too late. You made your choices." And so, like, if he'd done it in the moment, right, it'd be different. But no, we had done other things. And then when I started to say what happened, he realized what he had done. So this wasn't like, and then I leave. Oh, no, wait, can I say I go back and I'd be fine with that. But this was, and then I leave. And then the other guys have a fight. And then he talks about how his guy sleeps. And he talks about how the other guy is making a bag. And then I'm like, I'm like, okay. And so then that dude, he's going to wake up and he's going to find the shed door open. Oh, can we say that I went? No. It is too late. And so that dude, knowing that the mayor is the only one who knows he killed this other person, believes, obviously, that the mayor came in and got that ruby and is probably going to expose him to the town, which is a death sentence, right? And so he confronts the mayor. The mayor, of course, has no idea what he's talking about, but the dude is incensed, and so they fight to the death. And the mayor kills the dude, who's a council member, and the dude's dog, because the dog is a attack dog. And so there's a couple of different groups who will seize control of the town, and I had been playing up how because it says that there's two different groups, like I said, about to seize control of the town if things don't go their way. One of them they appeased, and so they are waiting for the election, and they're going to try to get themselves elected. But the other group has been increasing their military presence, and that's the Bastion Knights. And so I felt like this was probably a good opportunity. Now that the mayor is openly killing other council members in the street, for the Bastion Knights to use this as an excuse to take over. And so they stepped in and took over. So now there's no elections because it's now a military-controlled town. So that'll be interesting to play out for sure. And then, so that leads us to last night's session, which, like I said, we only played about an hour. I got a couple of cool things that I think come from a couple of different books. The adventure itself that we're playing has got a chart, and so you roll every day that they travel, morning and evening. And if you roll a d20, if you get a 17 or higher, something happens. And then there's a list of things that can happen. And so I roll several days ahead so that I don't have to do it while we're playing. And so the first thing that I rolled was mudslide. And so they rolled their dexterity saves and All but one of them managed to escape the mudslide, and so the one guy took a little bit of damage, and then they dug him out. So it was no big deal. If a lot of them get caught, it could be a big deal because you can't breathe, because you're buried in the mud, you're restrained, you can't move, that kind of stuff. And so it could be, I don't know how deadly it could be, but it could definitely be troublesome if dice rolls fail. And but they didn't. They managed to get out. And then that night, a single skeleton attacked them. I thought that was kind of funny. And although it took longer than I expected, I thought they would just like straight up kill it, but no. The one guy missed, and then the other guy missed, and then the skeleton attacked. I think the skeleton missed, and then it took him like 2 or 3 attacks to kill the skeleton. It was funny. We had to roll initiative and everything. I was just gonna let him kill the skeleton with their first couple attacks, but no, they managed not to roll good enough to kill the skeleton. And then the next day there was a mud pit. The other thing that I roll is weather. And so like when they do, I got that from the Dungeon Master's Guide maybe. I kind of like that idea. And so so when they went to Fort Frostfell, right, a while ago, there was a blizzard, and so the blizzard would cut down on outdoor vision. So now they're in a snowstorm, but I didn't feel like it really would cut down on their vision that much at the point that they had reached, which was just brass is the thing I need. Oh, I feel like I had picked up a bunch of stuff. I must have put it in my bike. I came back here because I felt like I had an inventory full of stuff, and I don't. I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing in the game, apparently. And so, anyways, we gotta wrap this up. The about the same thing happened with the next day. They hit a mud pit. Everybody rolled really bad except for 2 of them, and so 3 of them got stuck in the mud pit. And so they managed to get out pretty easy though. There wasn't any damage or anything from the mud pit. And then that night there were a bunch of zombies attacked. So that puts us at the second place, the second dungeon of the game. Finally, they're like 13 days in into the not real life days, but 13 game days. I believe the bad guy just discovered some information that will progress his story along. That's one of the interesting things is there's a whole big list of behind the scenes stuff that's going on with the bad guy that you roll out so that you know what days it happens on. Because if they don't get to the end fast, oops. I like that you move slow, 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 and then jerk forward when I jumped onto that thing. So they don't move fast enough, then it becomes a zombie apocalypse kind of game because the plague demon will be freed and releasing his demon disease across the whole world. Whereas currently it's just slowly seeping into the into the surrounding territory. But all right, with that, I'm gonna call it here. So click like if you like. That's not what I say. All right, so I'm gonna call it here. Be right in the small things, lean in the light, and I will talk to you later.